Hey guys, Bellamy here from Midnight Suns and welcome to one of our game reviews. Today we're going to be looking at the latest huge game from Blizzard that's going to be fully released soon, and that is of course Diablo 4. Thanks to the kind folks at Blizzard Southeast Asia, I was able to experience the early access open beta for this game, and let me just say, I had a ton of fun. As a disclaimer, I have never really played a single Diablo game before this, so this review is going to come from the perspective of somebody who is completely new to the Diablo franchise. And with that being said, let us get on with the review. Diablo 4 is a top-down action RPG where you control your own custom-made demon-slaying monster hunter and go around slaying all sorts of beasts and evil creatures. When you kill monsters and complete quests, you level up and gain stronger equipment from loot, which in turn allows you to kill even stronger monsters and level up even higher and get even stronger equipment. And that is the extremely addictive, loot-based RPG gameplay formula that this game revolves around at its core. The actual combat is really fluid and fun and easy to pick up. But at the same time, you can just tell that there is a lot of depth to it, and I just know that managing cooldowns is going to get increasingly difficult the higher you level up and the more skills you unlock. In this open beta, there are 3 classes you can choose from: the Sorcerer, Rogue, and Barbarian. I personally chose the Rogue class simply because I thought it looked the coolest visually, and I have absolutely zero regrets. There is a massive skill tree system for every single class, and how you build your skill tree will drastically alter how your character plays. For example, I am using a rogue, so I have a bow and dual blades. However, I went for a completely ranged knife throwing build, but instead of holding 2 knives, I held 2 swords instead. And so my character was going around throwing swords at enemies, and it was absolutely hilarious and badass at the same time. I also leveled up a skill that allowed my swords to ricochet off enemies and hit other nearby enemies. So basically, whenever I was fighting enemies, I was just throwing swords that would hit enemies and bounce all over the room, and they would pretty much just kill everybody on their own without me having to do much. And I love that the game even allows me to do this, because it just makes me wonder how many other wacky builds players are going to find in this game and just have a ton of fun with, even if they are not necessarily meta. And I also love the great character visual customization system. The character creator has a ton of options for you to choose from, so you can really make a pretty unique character. Even though most of the game is played from a top-down perspective and you can barely see any of your character's features, there are cutscenes where you get to see real close-ups of your character's face. So being able to customize your character to the extent that this game allows us to is pretty great, especially for those small moments. You can also customize your character's outfits using the wardrobe, and even color every piece of your clothing after you've salvaged them. So yeah, you can really make your character look totally unique if you wanted to. If you want to color every piece of your clothing a different color and travel around like a walking rainbow, you can do that as well. There is nothing stopping you from doing that at all. And this is a kind of player expression that I just absolutely love in video games, because it lets you feel like the character you are playing is really yours. It takes the role-playing in a role-playing game to the next level, and I really appreciate it when RPGs give players this level of freedom to customize their characters' appearances. Alright, now let's talk about the story. From what I understand, the main plot of this game continues from the previous Diablo games. And this time, the daughter of Mephisto, Lilith, has been resurrected, and it is your duty to fight and save Sanctuary from her evil plans. Now, like I said, I have never played any of the previous Diablo games, and so I have no idea how much this story ties into the previous games. However, I can say that upon playing this game for a few hours, I did not feel like I was lost in the story at all, and the story in this game can definitely stand on its own. You do not need to have played any of the previous Diablo games to instantly understand and get into the story in this game, which is a really good thing for new Diablo players like me. From the few hours I played of this game, I would say that the story was good. It was intriguing enough to keep the pace of the game flowing, and I never felt like I wanted to skip any of the story or the cutscenes while playing the game. Speaking of cutscenes, some of the cutscenes in this game are just absolutely phenomenal. They are so cinematic that you wish you could just watch a movie or TV series that's filled with cutscenes like this. Some of the cutscenes look so good that I think many people might actually have nightmares after watching those cutscenes. I have friends who absolutely can't watch horror movies, and there's no way I would ever recommend them to watch any of the cutscenes from this game because I know the cutscenes are so real and scary and it's going to freak them the hell out. And that is just a testament to how great I think the cutscenes in this game look. And everything looks really good in regular gameplay as well. I've heard that this game looks way more realistic than any of the older Diablo games. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's true because I can feel that they are going for realism in the art style for this game. All the character models and environments look highly detailed and lifelike. And I think if this game was played from a first-person perspective, it could actually be one of the scariest horror games that I've ever played. Now let's talk about the audio in this game. I think the soundtrack is chillingly perfect in all the cutscenes and during regular gameplay, and all the voice acting is totally on point as well. The sound effects for all the skills and weapons, as well as the environmental sounds, all sound great, and the monsters all sound as absolutely terrifying as they should be. The musicians and audio engineers working on this game totally knocked it out of the park, and I think the sound design as a whole really adds to the forebodingly dark atmosphere of Diablo 4. And now, the time has come for me to give this game a final score. Do bear in mind that this score is only for the early access open beta and not the full game. But for now, I am giving the Diablo 4 early access open beta an excellent 8.5 out of 10. Being a first-time Diablo player, I had a ton of fun playing this beta, and I am actually surprised at how much I enjoyed my time with this game. I am not somebody who usually enjoys top-down games where you constantly have to be using your mouse to control your character, because I'm really more of a first-person or third-person action-adventure game kind of guy. But I think the gameplay loop here was really fun and addicting enough to keep me playing for hours straight, and I never once felt bored playing this game. I experienced absolutely zero bugs or glitches during my entire time playing this beta, so that tells me that hopefully the full game is in a very good state as well. I think that this is the kind of game that many people are going to have a great time with regardless of whether they are playing solo or with a group of friends. I knew nothing about Diablo before playing this beta and the game wasn't even on my radar, but now I am definitely looking forward to experiencing the full game of Diablo 4 when it comes out. And that's all for this review, guys. Have you played the beta yet? If you have, please go down to the comments below and let me know what you think. And if you haven't played also, just let me know what you think about this game in general. Anyway, that's all for now, guys. And as always, stay gold, everybody. Bye, guys.